Back with another classic, 1975 Pontiac Grandville convertible. Stay tuned, take you all around her, get her on the test drive, throw her up on the rack, show you all the goodies. Let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, we got 1975 Pontiac Grandville, finished in this beautiful blue. For Pontiac, the Granville's Firebirds, I think it's called Admiral Blue or Admiralty, however you say it. But it's a beautiful blue because it's real close to navy, but it's got a decent amount of flakes in it. And then when there's, when it's nighttime, almost makes it look like it's black. And then in certain lights, kind of get like a more of a bluish purple. So I really like this color. Getting into it, as you can see, we got a new set of 20-inch spokes on it with the yellow lines. Body and paint is in very, very good condition. We're going to go ahead and move along it. And again, I'll point out anything that I do see as far as the exterior. As you see, all the body molding is intact. Skirt's still intact. As we look down the side, appears to be pretty straight. I don't see any big dents or anything like that to point out. Looking at the trunk itself, shows that beautiful color. All the chrome is solid around the tail lights. Of course, all of those work as well. Bumper itself is in good condition. We don't have any cracks, any dents or anything. I will say probably eventually, maybe the next 5 years, probably will need to be re-chromed. Like I said, it doesn't look crazy right now, but you can just see some of the luster, some of the shine coming off. Coming down the driver's side, again, she appears to be pretty straight, nothing to really point out. I got a little bit of a dent right here, and they touched it up with touch-up paint, so you can't really even notice it. Again, all the body moldings and the skirt's intact. Has a beautiful top that is surprisingly in very good shape. Normally with white, off-white, cream, any of the light color interiors, the tops are the first ones to go because they see the most sun, so they get oxidized, or they're in the trunk with dirty tires and other stuff. So doors seem to be aligned pretty good. Looking at the windshield itself, we have no cracks, no rock chips, and the chrome around it is pretty solid as well. Checking out the hood itself, again, appears to be pretty solid. I don't see any dents to point out, any rock chips or anything like that. All the chrome and the trim is exactly where it's supposed to be, and it looks like the hood is aligned pretty decently. Checking out the front, chrome is solid all around the grille and around the tail headlights. Front bumper, same thing as the rear. Nothing that needs to be of worry right now, but I do think eventually you would want to get this re-chrome just to bring some of that luster back. But again, it does its job. Bumper filler in the front, if you know, this is all kind of like a rubbery plastic material, so you got a little bit of I guess I call it molding, where the sun kind of heated it up, so it started stretching different ways. Again, looking at it from the front of the car, nothing of notice. It's just when you get 3 inches away from it. Let me go ahead, pop the trunk in the hood. So as you see, she does have the big 455. We got power brakes, power steering. We also got AC that works as well. Underneath is relatively clean, no rust to really point out. Inner wheel wells, the fenders are pretty solid, radiator support, everything is relatively clean. And looking under the hood, no signs of rust or anything to point out there either. So super clean underneath. Let's go ahead, pop the trunk. Trunk is clean. You got the OG spare tire, the OG jack. Nothing really to point out here. Obviously it's clean. We'll check underneath just to see, make sure the pans are solid as well. Light still works as well. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. All right, let's get to the interior. Sorry about that, the battery had died. Interior, probably one of my favorite things in this car. If you watched our previous videos on the Grandvilles, they normally have beautiful interiors for sure. But one thing that I noticed, this one has the Pontiac emblems on the seats. This is my first time actually seeing a Grandville that had these, so I think it's a super dope option. But also getting into the interior, obviously it's beautiful. I'm gonna just say it's an off-white. It might have been white, I'm not really sure, but beautiful seats, no rips, no tears, really no even wear marks back here at all. Carpet and door panels are super solid. We got black carpet with the black what's the names, door panels. Power windows, of course, everything works. Rear lights. Checking out the front driver's side door, panel is in excellent condition, no warping of any kind. The only thing that I would point out, we got a little bit of a rip here, which looks like to be around where the screws were that were holding that in. But again, something that you only notice when the door is all the way open. Jams themselves are super clean, no rust or anything to point out. And the driver's seat, again, excellent condition, no stains, no rips, no tears. OG steering wheel, of course. Dash and instrument panel looks pretty solid. Mileage reads 97,801. Of course, once we do the test drive, we'll check everything. The dash itself is actually in pretty good condition. We do have a couple cracks right here, straight down the middle. Anybody that has an old school knows it just comes from the sun if you're not keeping it covered or keeping it protected of some kind. Again, carpet mats are beautiful. I'm pretty sure this carpet was replaced at some point in time, just by the actual richness of the color, and then the how soft it is as well. Coming along to the passenger side, more of the same. Panel itself is in excellent shape. Looks pretty solid. Again, this seat looks super clean. No rips, no tears, no stains to point out. Overall, again, a very, very beautiful interior. Once we get on the test drive, I'll get it on the rack. We'll make sure everything underneath the floors and that are good. We'll go ahead and get started on the test drive. Let's fire her up. That's a cold start. She's been sitting overnight. AC is already on and blowing. Radio does work, as well as the 8-track itself. Turn that off. Check and see if the lighter works, which I'm gonna say no, but we'll see. Lights work. I can see them reflecting off the cars up in the front. Not seeing any lights on in the dash that I can tell. Wiper solid. Left turn signal, right turn signal, horn. And I know both mirrors, both windows work. And they kind of go up fast, surprisingly. And we'll check the top later on in the video. Let me get my seatbelt on. Alright. I guess I need to shut this door all the way. There we go. It's a beautiful day. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and it's 75 already, so of course, great day to have the top down. Volts are reading. We'll see if everything else. Speedometer is reading as well. I can already tell, again, this 455 is always super smooth. Throttle response is good. No issues in first gear so far. Brakes feel super solid. I'm barely getting into them and she's stopping, so they're modulated well. Stay behind this thing. Alright, hands off the steering wheel. She's tracking straight. This is about how much play I have in the steering wheel. Actually, I'm not gonna stay behind him. No weird squeaks or anything to write home about. Motor is nice and quiet, kind of how you expect these Grandvilles to be. Big motor, but you know, kind of a luxury slash sporty ride. So I got a little bit of a glass squeak on the passenger door, probably from the window felt or the window, the molding itself. So it might be a little loose. I'll check on that. Other than that though, nothing. Suspension feels solid. I'm not bouncing all over the place. Don't feel like I'm squatting to the ground or anything. Of course, with the 20s, they don't impact the ride in any way at all. Again, speedometer works. We put 40 in the fuel tank. Not sure if that's accurate, so I'm not reading oil pressure, and I don't believe the clock works. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. You know, slow in front of us. Give it a little gas. Shifts are smooth. Like I said, no issues with the drivability in any means at all. Oh, my paper just flew out. Like I said, I just love Grandvilles, and they just drive super smooth with no issues. Got our big dip here. I don't expect any issues with the suspension. No bottoming out. Like I said, you didn't hear any big thumps or anything. Alright, we'll go ahead and head back. I'm gonna get it on the rack, check out underneath for you guys. Alright, we got the 75 up on the rack, starting with the rear bumper, of course. Again, rear bumper, I don't see any dents, any cracks or anything like that to point out. Getting underneath the car, frame rails, frame extensions, everything actually looks pretty solid back here. It looks like it has the original coating on it as well, and the trunk pans look pretty solid. Nothing to point out. Gas tank appears to be OG. No signs of any leaks or anything, just your normal surface rust. I'm sure the exhaust was redone at some point in time, just because I can tell from the cats on back. So exhaust was redone. I don't see any holes or anything there. We got OG suspension, drum brakes in the rear. Looks like the original 10 bolts. And again, like I said, the pans look nice and solid. Moving further up the car, the actual floor pans themselves look good as well. I see no signs of any rust, patchwork or anything like that. Frame appears to be nice and straight as well. It's actually a pretty solid car underneath. Seems like the coating has really held up over the years, unless it was redone, you know, maybe 15-20 years ago. But either way, it's very clean under here. No signs of any leak from the trans or the oil pan. Again, literally came off the test drive, put it right on the rack. We got disc brakes in the front. The rest of the suspension is still OG as well. No signs of leaking from the radiator, the power steering, or the AC. Get over here. Duck my head. Again, front bumper, no signs of any dents or cracks. Let's get on over here to the passenger side. Oh, I ain't do a real good job getting on this rack neither. But wheel wells look solid. Again, we got brand new 20-inch wheels. It's got the little bullet knockoff. Chrome itself looks pretty good. I think this is from the test drives because it looks like it's like rubber. But getting underneath, again, chrome looks solid. The frame itself is perfect. I can't point out anything. looks like tar or something just from kicking up from the driving. Driver side, rear quarter panel looks solid. Again, she looks, the frame underneath groundwork is laid on this car. Very beautiful. So we'll go ahead and fire her back up and then lift the top up. Top is moving at a pretty decent speed actually for a scissor top. Not gonna lock it down because I'm gonna let it back down. Top is in pretty good condition, matches the exterior as well. Got the plastic backing. No rips to point out, no holes in the top, anything like that. So pretty nice and solid. Let me go ahead, I forgot to flip on these headlights. Alright, so y'all know the drill. If you're interested in this 75 Grandville, make sure you give us a call, 256-801-4409. Check us out at Rolling Museums on the website and also Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe below. Appreciate you watching.